embarrassing for you when a girl or your wife beats you at something?
No.
No.
No. It makes me want to, play again. 'Cause I don't really like losing, but
Just in general.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, for me, no.
No, okay.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by the fact of my wife being able to do something well.
Right.
I actually enjoy it when she can achieve something like that.
That's
So.
good.
I take it as a challenge. I love it.
Honesty, integrity, girls that aren't trying to draw attention to themselves.
Generally speaking, I'll reference to my wife because, she just has a softer personality. She's caring. Doesn't matter what's going on in her life. She cares about what's going on in someone else's life.
Right.
And that I enjoy that.
Sincerity, compassion, those are two big things. Another one is modesty.
No, I think girls are different. I've coached girls sports for a long time, and personalities are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're all very different.
Every person is unique.
Annoying or too much? No, I would say as a guy, I would say if the girls are kind of getting at each other, like arguing or gossiping or that kind of thing, and I'm talking about not from being a dad or whatever, being a coach, because that's my biggest experience with girls, then they don't let it go, and that is the toughest thing I would say to understand and to deal with, because sometimes forgiveness would be great and move on.
Yes, yeah.
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 Just depends on the person.
Yeah, very, very much so the person. They're, some of them, you see some of them try too hard, and that's
Right.
what I find. Not that it bothers me in the fact that it bothers me. It bothers me in the fact that they're doing something they don't have to do, and they're making it worse on themselves, basically.
Oh, I guess I'd be lying if I'd say never.
Any specific examples that you find annoying about girls?
It's totally situational.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, sure. That they look for someone that respects them, and that they would respect themselves and love themselves before they even entertain being in a relationship. But they would look for someone who would treat them with respect. I think the other thing I would say is that they would observe how those guys treat other people, because sometimes guys will treat you really nice because they like you and pay attention to you, but pay attention to how they treat others, how they treat people that nobody maybe pays attention to, or people in their own family, how they treat them, how they talk about others. So yeah, really pay attention to those kind of things, because everyone can put their best behavior on for a couple of dates, but the long haul, you want to see other things, and I would say just get a sense for how they handle their resources too.
Dating is so much more than what society has made it out to. It's not about, in my opinion, it's not about just going out to have a good time. When I dated Jen, it was, the whole purpose was I was looking for a wife, and that's I maybe look at it on the guy's end of it, and I'm, you know, because I got 2 boys that are, you know, dating age, kind of getting close, I see it that way. But girls need to understand that dating is getting to know them, and if it's anything more than that, they need to understand that's not what it's about. You know, it's about just learning who each other are, and that's, you know, you can edit this out, but this is just a side comment, because with the boys, I tell them on a regular basis, when they're dating, understand you're dating another man's wife. Until you put that ring on her finger, you're dating another man's wife. You know, and if you can understand that, that changes the whole perspective on how you treat that person.
I've told my girls from little on up that the man that wins their heart needs to treat them like a princess. I still feel that, because if you can't have respect and love in a relationship, it's not going to go long and far. And if you have respect and if you have love, everything else can be worked out.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Someone that I was physically attracted to, someone that I could have fun with, like just talk about anything. Someone that had similar interests, like, so some of the things I've already said, really.
Right.
Someone who shared the spiritual, the faith expression that I have, and is interested in growing in that. So those are a few things.
All I was looking for was somebody who, basically what I got, somebody who cared for other people. You know, caring for other people, and not being afraid to be yourself. That was what it, you know, drew me to Jen.
Well, first and foremost, somebody that loves the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there,
No one said that yet. You're the
Uh,
first. That's a
to me,
big one.
to me, that's important, because if you don't have
Yeah.
the same foundation,
Mhm.
it's not going to go far.
Yeah.
And if you have that solid foundation, the rest can be worked on.
Mhm.
Nobody's going to be perfect. I'm not perfect, so
Right.
if you can have that solid foundation, then next somebody had to be able to put up with me. So
You do vocation. Yeah, I do. I think that is important. I think that, you know, for example, if someone feels they're supposed to be a farmer, and that other person hates living in the country and, you know, hates animals and wants nothing to do with that, it seems like God wants us to be equally yoked, and I think that's more than just in one area.
Right.
And so I think having someone that is interested in the same things as you is really important.
Right.
Now, having said that, life can take twists and turns, and just because you start out doing something in our world today, they say that people have, you know, 2, 3, 4 maybe different careers in a lifetime. I mean, I think it's important at least to be on the same page in the beginning, but knowing that that could change and they're going to have to communicate about that is something that is a very real possibility.
Right.
Oh, is that important?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's like, well, like when you say, it depends on like how you're referring to calling, like as in your spiritual calling or as in your life calling as to what you're to do. Like,
More like vocationally.
vocationally, yeah, okay. Yeah, because that actually is kind of a funny thing, because Jen said she never wanted to marry a farmer.
Huh.
And she never wanted to be a dairy farmer's wife.
That's nice.
And that's, she remembers that from going by. And that's, so in a way it is very important what your spouse's calling is going to be.
Right.
But God can
Change
help you if it's the right person, and you just go about it together. Like Jen and I make every all my career decisions because I haven't done a lot of job changes, but I've made a few fairly major job changes since we started dating, and every one of them, even when we were dating, she was a big part of
Right.
my decisions on where I went to work and what I did, because
Yeah, I've told our kids many times, don't change who you are just because you like somebody.
Right.
You've got to be you, and they've got to like you for you. And if you can't be yourself, then again, you're going to get miserable with yourself eventually.
Right.
And I think that's very important, that part of your calling is being yourself.
Right.
And so yeah, I think that's quite important.